Greetings and welcome to the captivating realm of astrology. Today we will be delving into the characteristics of a particularly noteworthy zodiac sign, Taurus. Should you have relatives, friends, colleagues, or a significant other who is a Taurus, or if you are simply interested in gaining a deeper understanding of this astrological sign, then this video is intended for you. Taurus, symbolized by the steadfast bull, is frequently recognized for commendable attributes such as resolve, fidelity, patience, and dependability. Individuals born under this sign often value stability, appreciate material comforts, and possess a discerning aesthetic sensibility. Taurians are notably pragmatic, tending towards the tangible and experiential aspects of life. They derive pleasure from the simpler joys, ranging from fine dining and comfortable surroundings to the beauty inherent in nature and art. However, beneath their composed and trustworthy demeanor, Taurians also exhibit certain sensitivities in communication. Specific phrases, if inadvertently uttered, may elicit discomfort, emotional distress, or even strain interpersonal bonds. Therefore, what are these prohibited expressions? And what strategies can we employ to communicate with Taurians in a manner that is both effective and harmonious? In this video presentation, we will examine 11 phrases to avoid when speaking with a Taurus. We will analyze the reasons why these particular expressions are considered off-limits and explore more constructive and positive alternatives for conveying your thoughts. Furthermore, we will unveil harmony tips designed to assist you in fostering robust and meaningful relationships with the Taurians in your life. Let us commence this exploration into the world of Taurus with the aim of comprehending, respecting, and establishing deeper connections with these individuals. The first phrase to be avoided, and one which you may have encountered or even used yourself, is "Why must you be so stubborn?" or "Your stubbornness is excessive." For Taurians, stubbornness is not perceived as a negative trait, but rather as an intrinsic aspect of their nature, arising from their determination and conviction in their personal values. When you inquire, "Why must you be so stubborn?" they might interpret this as a dismissal of their resolve, a belittlement of their viewpoints, and the values to which they adhere. This can be offensive to a Taurian's sense of self-worth, leading them to feel misunderstood and disrespected. At a fundamental level, individuals desire acceptance and validation of their authentic selves. This phrase directly contradicts this essential need for Taurians. In various cultural contexts, determination can carry both positive and negative connotations. For instance, within Western cultures, particularly in America, stubbornness is often viewed unfavorably, associated with inflexibility, obstinacy, and a resistance to listening. Conversely, in certain Eastern cultures, such as those of Japan and Germany, persistence and patience are highly esteemed, regarded as necessary qualities for achieving success. It is crucial to consider the cultural context when evaluating personality traits. Thus, instead of employing the phrase, "Why must you be so stubborn?" which may be perceived as an affront by a Taurus, how might we articulate our sentiments in a more considerate and constructive manner? Rather than critiquing their stubbornness, we should focus on comprehending their perspective. One might say, "I recognize that you hold a firm opinion on this matter. Would you be willing to elaborate on your reasoning?" Or, "I observe your steadfastness in your viewpoint. What is the basis for your strong conviction in this?" The second phrase to abstain from uttering to a Taurus is "You ought to be more flexible," or "Why are you unable to be somewhat more flexible?" Upon hearing this, A Taurus may perceive that you do not appreciate their inherent need for stability and consistency. For Taurians, flexibility is not invariably synonymous with improvement. They value certitude, well-structured plans, and predictability. Requesting them to be more flexible may be construed as an attempt to disrupt the equilibrium they have diligently cultivated, impelling them beyond their comfort zone, wherein they experience the greatest ease and assurance. This can engender feelings of insecurity, anxiety, and potentially a sense of losing control for a Taurus. The perception of flexibility also varies across different cultures. In contemporary Western culture, especially within dynamic business environments, flexibility and adaptability are often regarded as highly valuable attributes, even determinants of professional success. Individuals are frequently encouraged to adopt a flexible mindset and engage in flexible work arrangements to effectively navigate the rapid changes of the modern world. However, in certain more traditional cultures, adherence to principles and maintaining one's position are accorded greater importance. A balance between flexibility and stability is necessary, contingent upon the specific context and prevailing cultural values. Therefore, how can we encourage a Taurus to adopt greater flexibility in a manner that is both gentle and efficacious, without inducing feelings of pressure or insecurity? Instead of issuing directives or criticisms, one should adopt an approach characterized by understanding and suggestion. You could articulate, "I appreciate your preference for structured plans. However, in this particular situation, a degree of flexibility might unlock novel opportunities. What are your thoughts on jointly examining alternative approaches?" Or, "I am aware of your meticulous preparations, yet life occasionally presents unforeseen yet delightful surprises. Perhaps we could bend slightly to accommodate these new developments and subsequently revert to our original plan. How does this proposition strike you?" The third phrase that is unequivocally inappropriate to utter to a Taurus is "that is devoid of value," or "of what worth are these items anyway?" For Taurians, the intrinsic value of an object transcends mere monetary worth, encompassing sentimental, emotional, and commemorative significance. When you declare "that is devoid of value," you are not only disparaging their aesthetic sensibilities and appreciation for material possessions, but also negating the profound spiritual values they associate with these objects. Taurians often develop emotional attachments to their belongings, perceiving them as extensions of their identity, reflecting their personality, endeavors, and treasured memories. This statement can inflict deep emotional harm, akin to criticizing their very essence. In numerous cultures, the value of objects is not solely determined by monetary considerations, but also by cultural, historical, artistic, or spiritual dimensions. For example, family heirlooms, historical artifacts, unique artistic creations, or items of religious significance are often deemed invaluable, beyond monetary quantification. Even within contemporary culture, dominated by consumerism, vintage, handmade, or limited edition items continue to be highly valued for their distinctiveness and personal relevance. It is imperative to respect the diverse ways in which individuals define value and to refrain from imposing personal perspectives on others. Instead of diminishing the value of objects cherished by Taurians, one should demonstrate respect and inquire about their significance to them. You might inquire, "This appears to be quite unique. Could you share its story with me?" Or, "I observe that you highly value this item. What is its particular meaning to you?" Such inquiries convey your genuine interest in a Taurus's inner world, fostering a sense of appreciation and understanding. Should you not genuinely admire the item, it is not necessary to feign enthusiasm. Simply avoid negative pronouncements that negate its value. The fourth phrase requiring caution is, "You are exceedingly slow," or "Why is your pace always akin to that of a tortoise?" Upon hearing such remarks, a Taurus may perceive that you fail to appreciate their work methodology, and particularly that you do not comprehend the value they place on quality. Taurians do not prioritize speed. They emphasize meticulousness, diligence, and the attainment of optimal task completion. For them, slow and steady wins the race, serves as a guiding principle in life. Being labeled slow may lead them to feel that their efforts are unacknowledged, even belittled. They may experience pressure, stress, and a decline in self-assurance regarding their capabilities. In the realm of psychology, each individual possesses a unique work rhythm, and compelling others to conform to one's own pace is both disrespectful and potentially psychologically detrimental. Perceptions of time and speed also exhibit significant cultural variations. In Western cultures, particularly within developed industrial nations, speed, efficiency, and time conservation are frequently emphasized. Individuals tend to execute tasks as expeditiously as possible to maximize achievements within limited time frames. However, in numerous Eastern and Mediterranean cultures, slow living is highly valued. Individuals savor processes, prioritize quality of life, and are not excessively preoccupied with temporal constraints. For instance, the slow food movement in Italy underscores the deliberate and complete enjoyment of culinary experiences, in contrast to the Western fast food paradigm. It is essential to recognize the diversity in life tempos and to respect each individual's approach to time. Thus, how can we engage in communication with Taurians regarding temporal matters in a manner that is both positive and constructive, rather than resorting to criticism of their perceived slowness? Instead of denigrating their work velocity, one should focus on acknowledging their meticulousness and the quality of their output. You might suggest, "I observe your meticulous and diligent approach to work. The outcome will undoubtedly be excellent. How much more time do we have to finalize this project, do you believe?" Or, "I am aware of your unwavering commitment to perfection. Perhaps we could jointly review the project's progress and identify strategies to optimize time utilization while preserving quality. What are your thoughts?" The fifth taboo phrase that warrants particular attention is a "you do not require that," or "why purchase this? It is unnecessary." For Taurians, the act of acquiring items they admire is not solely driven by material needs, but also linked to emotional gratification, self-reward, and a sense of security. When you assert, "You do not require that," they may perceive this as a denial of their autonomy, an intrusion upon their personal preferences, and a lack of respect for their mode of enjoyment of life. Taurians often labor diligently to attain stability and material comfort, and self-indulgence through the acquisition of cherished items constitutes a crucial aspect of maintaining equilibrium and contentment. Such a phrase may induce feelings of being controlled, restricted, and denied the freedom to express their individuality. From a psychological standpoint, the need for autonomy and freedom of choice is paramount for all individuals. Perspectives on needs and necessities exhibit considerable diversity, influenced by cultural norms and individual values. In contemporary society, with the prevalence of consumerism, the demarcation between essential needs and personal desires has become increasingly indistinct. What one individual deems unnecessary may in fact represent a spiritual need for another. For example, the purchase of a literary work of merit, an artistic creation, or a ticket to a musical performance may not constitute an essential material need, yet it fulfills spiritual and emotional requirements and enriches one's inner life. It is vital to respect the variations in how individuals define needs and life values, and to refrain from imposing personal viewpoints upon others. Instead of critiquing or impeding their purchasing decisions, one should demonstrate interest and inquire about the underlying rationale for their choices. You could inquire, "This appears to be quite aesthetically pleasing, intriguing, unique. What are your intended applications for it?" Or, "I observe your strong affinity for this item. Does it possess any particular significance for you?" These inquiries convey genuine curiosity and respect for a Taurus's personal predilections, while simultaneously fostering opportunities for dialogue and mutual comprehension. Should you harbor concerns regarding financial implications, express them in a gentle and constructive manner. For example, "I find this item to be quite appealing, however. Are we currently prioritizing other essential expenditures? Or perhaps we could collaboratively reassess our budgetary allocations." The sixth taboo phrase that should be particularly avoided is, "You are excessively materialistic," or "Why do you consistently prioritize material concerns?" Upon hearing this, a Taurus may feel that you are undervaluing the significance of their efforts and accomplishments in life. Although Taurians do value material possessions, their motivations extend beyond mere materialism in a pejorative sense. They perceive material possessions as instruments for attaining security, stability, and a fulfilling life experience. Being labeled materialistic may lead them to feel misunderstood, judged superficially, and lacking recognition for other facets of their personality. Moreover, this phrase may evoke feelings of guilt or shame in a Taurus, prompting self-doubt regarding their potential overemphasis on material aspects. In the context of psychology, the need for recognition and appropriate valuation is crucial, and this phrase contradicts this fundamental need. The perception of materialism has undergone considerable evolution throughout historical periods and across cultures. In certain ancient religions and philosophical traditions, matter was often viewed as inferior, even as the root of suffering, and individuals were directed towards spiritual pursuits. However, in contemporary society, particularly within developed nations, materialism has become an integral component of consumer culture. Numerous individuals perceive material possessions as symbols of success, status, and happiness. Nonetheless, critiques of excessive materialism persist, arguing that it fosters selfishness, avarice, and a neglect of spiritual values. It is imperative to adopt a multifaceted perspective on materialism, avoiding extreme judgments. Thus, how can we engage in communication with Taurians regarding material matters in a manner that is both balanced and objective, rather than affixing the label of materialistic? Instead of judging or condemning materialism, one should prioritize understanding their genuine motivations and values. You might inquire, "I observe that you place considerable importance on the material quality of life. What aspects are most significant to you in this regard?" Or, "I understand your desire to establish a stable and comfortable existence. In your opinion, how can we strike a balance between material and spiritual dimensions?" These inquiries encourage Taurians to engage in self-reflection and share their perspectives on material values, while also opening avenues for discussing other facets of life, such as spirituality, emotions, and interpersonal relationships. The seventh taboo phrase that should be particularly avoided is you need to step out of your comfort zone, or why are you perpetually confined within your comfort zone? Are you not bored? Upon hearing this, a Taurus may feel that you neither understand nor respect their profound need for security and stability. For Taurians, the comfort zone is not a prison restricting their development, but rather a tranquil oasis where they can rejuvenate, regain equilibrium, and experience a sense of protection. Being urged to step out of their comfort zone may induce feelings of pressure, anxiety, and disorientation. They may interpret this phrase as a critique of their cautiousness and the stable lifestyle they value. In psychology, the comfort zone plays a vital role in maintaining mental and emotional well-being. Individuals possess varying needs and limitations concerning the exploration of novelty, and compelling others to surpass these limitations can cause stress and prove counterproductive. The concept of the comfort zone and the notion of stepping out of one's comfort zone have gained prominence in contemporary culture, particularly in the domains of personal development and business. Individuals are often encouraged to venture beyond their comfort zone, to explore their potential, overcome self-imposed limitations, and attain success. However, this perspective is not universally applicable to all individuals and cultures. In certain cultures, stability, contentment with one's lot, and risk aversion are valued more highly. It is essential to consider the variations in cultural values and individual personalities when encouraging others to step out of their comfort zone. Not all individuals feel at ease or prepared to confront novelty and risk. Thus, how can we encourage a Taurus to expand their comfort zone in a manner that is both appropriate and respectful, rather than abruptly urging them to step out of their comfort zone? Instead of issuing directives or criticizing their perceived stagnation, one should adopt an approach characterized by encouragement, support, and the creation of secure conditions. You could articulate, "I appreciate your inclination towards familiarity and stability. However, at times, trying something novel can be quite enjoyable. Is there anything you have considered trying but remain hesitant about? We could explore it together with my unwavering support." Or, "I recognize your substantial untapped potential. Should you wish to embark on a new endeavor, please do not hesitate to inform me. We can commence with incremental steps, and there is no necessity for haste." The eighth taboo phrase that should be strongly avoided is, "Do not be so possessive, no," or "Why do you seek to control everything?" Upon hearing this, a Taurus may feel that you are misinterpreting and negatively judging their protective nature and loyalty. For Taurians, possessiveness does not originate from a desire to control or dominate, but rather as an expression of profound affection, sincere care, and responsibility to safeguard that which they value. Being labeled excessively possessive may lead them to feel hurt, misunderstood, and unacknowledged for the benevolent sentiments they harbor towards others. They may experience insecurity, anxiety, and a fear of losing relationships and significant aspects of their lives. In psychology, the need for affection, belonging, and the protection of loved ones are fundamental and legitimate human needs. The perception of possessiveness and jealousy has varied across cultures and historical epochs. In certain traditional cultures, possessiveness in love and marriage is considered normative, even an expression of deep affection and familial responsibility. However, in contemporary society, individual autonomy, freedom, and privacy are increasingly valued, and excessive possessiveness is regarded as negative, even pathological. it is crucial to strike a balance between the need for connection and the need for autonomy in interpersonal relationships, and to refrain from imposing personal perspectives on others. The demarcation between protective care and controlling possessiveness is often subtle and necessitates nuanced consideration. Thus, how can we engage in communication with Taurians regarding possessiveness in a manner that is both gentle and constructive, rather than resorting to criticism or condemnation as controlling? Instead of critiquing possessiveness, one should focus on expressing appreciation for their affection and loyalty, while concurrently fostering trust and respect for personal space. You could articulate, "I perceive your deep care and concern for me. I genuinely appreciate that. However, I also require a degree of personal space to attend to my own affairs." Perhaps we could collaboratively identify a balance between mutual care and respect for each other's personal boundaries. What are your thoughts? Or, "I recognize your unwavering commitment to safeguarding our relationships. I share that sentiment. I believe that mutual trust and respect for each other's individuality will only strengthen our bond." The ninth taboo phrase that should be avoided is, "You are so repetitive," or, "Is your life not excessively routine? Are you not bored?" Upon hearing this, a Taurus may feel that you do not appreciate their need for stability and order in their life. For Taurians, routine is not synonymous with boredom, but rather a familiar, reliable structure that contributes to their sense of security, control over their life, and maintenance of equilibrium. Being labeled repetitive may lead them to feel that their efforts to establish stability are unappreciated, even belittled. They may interpret this phrase as a critique of the disciplined lifestyle and consistency they consistently strive for. In psychology, habits and routines play a significant role in mitigating stress, enhancing self-confidence, and fostering a sense of security. For individuals with a pronounced need for stability, routine assumes even greater importance. Perceptions of routine and habits also vary across cultures and lifestyles. In contemporary society, characterized by a fast-paced lifestyle and constant change, routine is sometimes viewed as monotonous, lacking in creativity, and contrary to the spirit of innovation. Individuals are often encouraged to break routine, explore novelty, and live life to the fullest in the present moment. However, in numerous traditional cultures and within certain disciplines, such as art, sports, or the military, routine and discipline are valued as pivotal factors in achieving excellence and success. For example, religious rituals, daily training regimens, or standardized work protocols are all predicated on the power of routine. It is essential to adopt a multifaceted perspective on routine, not solely viewing it as monotony, but also as an instrument for establishing stability, discipline, and efficacy. Thus, how can we engage in communication with Taurians regarding routine in a manner that is both respectful and understanding, rather than criticizing them as boring? Instead of critiquing repetition, one should focus on acknowledging the benefits that routine provides them, while suggesting avenues for enriching their life while preserving stability. You could articulate, "I observe that you maintain a highly structured and stable schedule that undoubtedly contributes to your sense of security and enhanced work efficiency. However, perhaps we could also explore incorporating some novel activities to inject additional interest into life. What are your thoughts?" For example, suggest some novel activities that remain compatible with a Taurus's preferences. Or, "I understand that routine is of paramount importance to you. In your opinion, Is there a means for us to maintain beneficial habits while also incorporating more novel and stimulating experiences? The 10th taboo phrase that should be avoided when speaking to a Taurus is, "You need to be more adventurous," or "Why are you so averse to risk? Are you not sufficiently daring to challenge yourself?" Upon hearing this, a Taurus may feel that you do not appreciate their cautiousness and risk assessment capabilities. For Taurians, adventure is not invariably indicative of courage or progress. They prioritize safety, stability, and decisions predicated on meticulous calculation. Being urged to be more adventurous may induce feelings of pressure, insecurity, and a lack of respect for their cautious approach to life. They may interpret this phrase as a critique of their maturity and the ability to anticipate consequences that they consistently endeavor to cultivate. In psychology, each individual possesses a distinct risk tolerance threshold, and compelling others to exceed that threshold can engender unwarranted stress and anxiety. Perceptions of adventure and risk also vary depending on cultural norms and societal values. In certain cultures that emphasize entrepreneurship and innovation, adventure is regarded as the key to achieving significant success and making a substantial impact. Individuals are often encouraged to adopt a dare to think, dare to do mentality, accepting risks to attain greater rewards. However, in numerous traditional cultures and within communities that prioritize stability and collective security, risk aversion and acting cautiously are valued more highly. For example, in Asian cultures, harmony is paramount and safety first are salient life principles. It is essential to strike a balance between the spirit of adventure and caution, and to respect each individual's choice regarding their level of risk tolerance in life. Thus, how can we engage in communication with Taurians regarding adventure in a manner that is both appropriate and constructive, rather than urging them to be more adventurous? Instead of critiquing timidity or indecisiveness, one should focus on acknowledging their analytical abilities and risk assessment skills, while suggesting avenues for expanding their boundaries in a safe and planned manner. You could articulate, "I observe that you consistently engage in thorough deliberation before making decisions. That is a considerable strength. However, at times, favorable opportunities may present themselves only once. Perhaps we could collaboratively analyze this opportunity in greater detail, consider the associated risks and benefits, and subsequently make a decision. What are your thoughts?" Or, "I understand your unwavering commitment to ensuring safety in all matters. In your opinion, what categories of risks are deemed acceptable and potentially yield commensurate rewards? Perhaps we could jointly explore and investigate those domains." The final taboo phrase, the 11th in this compilation, is, "You are excessively serious," or "Why must you consistently render everything so serious?" Upon hearing this, a Taurus may feel that you do not appreciate their sense of responsibility and dedication in both their professional and personal lives. For Taurians, seriousness is not indicative of a lack of humor or dryness, but rather an expression of maturity, reliability, and a persistent endeavor to perform optimally in all undertakings. Being labeled excessively serious may lead them to feel that their efforts and commitments are unacknowledged, even perceived negatively. They may interpret this phrase as a superficial, irresponsible suggestion that does not value the principles they consistently uphold. In psychology, seriousness and responsibility are crucial qualities for achieving success and establishing enduring relationships. individuals possess diverse modes of expressing humor and joviality, and compelling others to alter their personal style is insensitive and disrespectful of their individuality. Perceptions of seriousness and humor also exhibit considerable diversity, influenced by cultural norms, situational contexts, and individual personalities. In certain cultures, seriousness is considered a commendable virtue, signifying maturity, reliability, and respect for others. Individuals are often esteemed for being serious in their work, serious in love, and serious in social interactions. However, in contemporary society, humor, cheerfulness, and optimism are increasingly valued, particularly in professional settings and social communication. Individuals are frequently encouraged to maintain a relaxed demeanor, smile more frequently, and cultivate the art of enjoying life. It is essential to strike a balance between seriousness and humor, and to respect each individual's preference in self-expression and interaction with the surrounding world. Thus, how can we engage in communication with Taurians regarding seriousness in a manner that is both tactful and humorous, rather than criticizing them as excessively serious? Instead of critiquing dryness or a lack of levity, one should focus on acknowledging their dedication and sense of responsibility, while skillfully suggesting avenues for relaxation and a more light-hearted enjoyment of life. You could articulate, "I deeply admire your dedication and responsibility in all your endeavors. However, at times, it is also beneficial to relax somewhat to mitigate stress and savor the minor joys in life. Perhaps we could jointly attend a comedy film or engage in a jovial activity today." Or, "I understand your unwavering commitment to perfection. However, at times, perfect is the enemy of good." Perhaps we could adopt a less critical stance towards ourselves and appreciate the process of working. What are your thoughts? These phrases convey appreciation for a Taurus's seriousness, while concurrently encouraging them to relax, savor life, and discover joy in simple pleasures. Thus concludes our comprehensive exploration into the inner world of the Taurus zodiac sign. We have gained a more nuanced understanding of their sensitivities in communication, the phrases to avoid to prevent unintentional hurt, or the creation of relational barriers. More importantly, we have recognized the unique beauty and commendable qualities inherent in the Taurus personality. Taurus, represented by the gentle yet powerful bull, bestows upon the world stability, boundless loyalty, and admirable patience. They are pragmatic, dependable individuals, consistently striving for quality and valuing material comforts. However, deep within a Taurus's heart resides a warm affection, dedication, and unparalleled fidelity. They cherish comfort, simple pleasures, and consistently endeavor to construct a tranquil and fulfilling life for themselves and their loved ones. With this comprehension, we are better equipped to appreciate and nurture relationships with Taurians in a manner that is both profound and meaningful. Instead of critiquing their stubbornness, learn to listen to and comprehend their resolve. Instead of urging flexibility, respect their need for stability and consistency. Instead of negating material values, perceive the spiritual significance and cherished memories they entrust in beloved objects. Instead of criticizing slowness, acknowledge their meticulousness and pursuit of impeccable quality. Instead of impeding shopping, understand their need for self-reward and life enjoyment. Instead of criticizing materialism, recognize the underlying motivation for security, and stability. Instead of compelling them to step out of their comfort zone, cultivate motivation and support for exploring novelty gradually and safely. Instead of condemning possessiveness, cherish loyalty and foster trust. Instead of criticizing routine, acknowledge the value of stability and suggest novel experiences in a harmonious manner. Instead of urging adventure, respect caution and encourage calculated risks. And finally, instead of criticizing seriousness, perceive their dedication and suggest moments of relaxation and joviality. By adopting a revised perspective, learning to comprehend and respect differences, we unlock the door to deeper and more sincere connections with Taurians. Relationships with them will become robust, dependable, and replete with affection. You will gain a loyal friend, a patient companion, a warm lover, and a dedicated partner. Taurus will contribute stability, simple joys, and enduring values to your life. What then are we awaiting? Implement the knowledge and guidance we have just explored into your life immediately. Listen to, understand, and respect the Taurians in your vicinity. Share this video with your cherished acquaintances to collaboratively cultivate more harmonious relationships. And do not forget to leave comments sharing your experiences with Taurians or the lessons you have gleaned from this video. We eagerly anticipate hearing your narratives. Thank you for accompanying us on this exploration of the Taurus sign. We hope that this video has provided you with valuable information and positive sentiments. Remember that each zodiac sign embodies its own unique beauty and values. Comprehension, respect, and affection are the keys to cultivating harmonious and fulfilling relationships. May you and your beloved Taurians always be replete with joy and contentment in life. Farewell, and we shall meet again in subsequent videos concerning the captivating world of astrology.